this is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a Divine Masculine. No, Scotty. Hello, this is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a current energy read for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. I got all mixed up. I was like, no, you pull both energies. All right, so let's go into it. So that's interesting. I got the Divine Masculine flip flop. So the overall energies for this coming week is freedom. This is coming up again. I think Bonita had said that. She had seen that. Again, being able to twirl and dance with freedom. So this week, make sure you do a lot of things of movement to move the energies within your body. Especially with, you've heard people saying about what's going on. You stay grounded. You still be you. You'll be okay as the energies swarm all around you. But you find ways to go after your bliss and find freedom in that. Serenity again, be having that peace within, being able to go within and meditate. A lot of times they help you to stay grounded. And your intentions, again, focusing in on how you can calm those waters of emotions. Again, helping it to be able to have that ebb and flow going out, coming in with ease, like it's supposed to. Looks like to me the energies they have here is the third eye. Keep that going because I see a lot of purple and I do see some yellow, which would be again in your solar plexus and your sacral. So those are the two main ones that they want you to kind of keep using and focusing in on this week. For the Divine Masculine, we're just going to do all the Divine Masculine. I'll start with him. I'll go left to right because that's pretty much where we are. So for the Divine Masculine, his energies this week is wanting to have that cup of love and offering it to you. It's almost like some Divine Masculine. Sometimes they just got so much passion that a lot of times that's because that's a little foreign of an object in order for them to be able to express it in a way. And sometimes it's kind of awkward in the way they kind of express their love. It's like overpowering with that, because a lot of times when they do take the lead on some things and they're very loving and passionate about something, they'll overdo it. I guess I keep on thinking about Dad's a hot topic, even with my personal reading, so he must really be here. He lightened up. Okay, thank you. And so I remember one time I had to think about that, and I remember one time I was small and my dad wanted to tie the scarf around my neck, and I could have sworn by God my dad damn practically choked the crap out of me because I was like, oh my God, Dad, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, Daddy. Oh my God, this is so damn tight. But I'm all right. But my thing is that he was doing it because, again, that he loved me and he wanted to make sure that I did not get cold, and it was just like over. It's like how much you really love him as a person. You kind of overdo it because you just really want to, just make sure. And so that's the same thing with the Divine Masculine, with this cup of love that he wants to do it. He almost wanted to get you to the point that it's like it's intoxicating. It looks like to me he wants to rule you, really, right, like really take over with you, because this cup of love is like you just like Beyonce. I've been drinking. Da, 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 I want you. Do, do. Right. So you drunk in love. So much on that. So I can hear it. In the kitchen or whatever like that. It'll come to me. So drunk in love. So with that part, I see a flame here. It's lit just a little bit. I want to say also in his emotions too as well. It looks like to be, and I want to say some of them, and some of them might be into those alcohol or whatever like that. I'm picking up this too. It's not a lot of them, but that codependency is like really putting that on the table and letting that go and saying, let me just really concentrate on my emotions as well. and really seeing how I can really serve and give love to my emotions, to myself, like self-love too. Okay, that's what I'm putting. It's like, to me, like the I'm seeing two different addictions there. I see a cup of wine and the other one too, so I know what they're serving in that cup. But again, now that could be if he's got another. Okay. The dojo situation is coming up. Is there another thing that gives him pleasure? I'm seeing that, like, for now this week, it's like I'm putting that down on the table. I'm not concentrating. I'm picking up this thing where he's saying I'm not concentrating on that right now. I'm really concentrating on you, like either myself, which is really concentrating on you when I do that, and I'm leaving that other stuff alone. I'm not paying attention to that whatever this addiction is. If they're alcohol, they say I'm putting that down the table to this other energy, this other cup of love, or this other cup that's there. I'm putting that on the table, and right now I'm concentrating just on you. And that's in different layers of how he's doing that, because again, in the heart of the matter, he wants to be able to give this relationship a try. He sees the divine divinity in both of you all, and seeing that you all are really coming with that same power. And I see the castle, and I see flowers there. You give something of beauty there. He gets a sense of home there because of this beauty that you're offering him. Those two together, he really wants those two worlds to kind of collide there. I feel like castles to me is like he represents like the material things that he wants to give, like a stable home, those things. And the divine feminine, he says you offer him beauty, and like hear him saying I want to really combine both of those two things together in this world. He's tired of the fork in the road feeling again, taking old patterns of different ways and modes of transportation to get from point A to point B. That's not working. He's also has trying to get wise the way he is. He knows he's got his fruits of his labor that he's offering. He's tired of the monkey business. He said, you can stick a fork in me, I'm done, because there's a fork in there that's being presented as well. And that he know he's got to find some sense of direction in order to finish cross the finish line. He's tired of, right now he's trying to hide it. He's walking around with artificial heart. I think I seen on somebody's channel, I'm not too sure. They were saying that the divine masculine is really trying, and I've seen that in one of my readings too. I think it was the thief card that was out there. That he's really trying to play along with it and make it seem like everything is copacetic, and like it's okay. But it's not. And he's really trying to play the polyarchy role, which is everything is okay. He's acting the role on the surface, but behind scenes, maybe in his office you might call him crying, or in his car crying, and saying, this really woe is me, and having his own pity parties a lot. But when he gets out the car, or comes out the office, it's like, okay, I gotta shake it off, like Taylor Swift, shake it off, shake it off. So he shakes it off and said, let me come on out here and play the role of the happy manager, or the happy husband, or the happy father. And he's really walking around operating with no heart. Okay. He wants, in his divinity, he knows he has got to work on his the divine masculine energy has to work on sacred sexuality, which is understanding that he's getting, I talked about this before, he's getting to the point that his soul is saying no longer want these meaningless sexual relations. Like sound like Bill Quentin. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So, no more of them sexual relations incidents again, because again, with that's an swine. I did a playlist of sexuality that was from Dream Queen and Twin Intuitive 717, her as well, about sexuality. Watch those videos, because it talks about, what the sexuality means. And again, got to watch those swapping the energies. It's no longer, this is almost looking like the yin and yang sign. You don't want to keep on pulling that energy into yours when you're trying to also ascend. And then it's also getting to the point that you don't want to keep on feeding and have that housed in your body, because you got to kind of deal with that. Again, it's like, it's hell. It's hard enough for you to deal with your own energies, let alone you interchanging other energies. So if you got that dojo partner you dealing with, and I think that's what Dream Queen was talking about, and then they got their other partners that they dealing with. That's quite a bit, and it's almost a Prel commercial, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, they sleep with two friends, and the other person sleep with two friends, and so on and so on and so on. And then you got a lot of partners, a lot of energies that you're housing within. You got to remember your empathy. You got to kind of learn how to kind of release and let that go. And if you don't do that, a lot of times it shows up on the divine feminine's end as well too. And you got those bodily things, and you got to be able to, the divine feminine's got to be able to purge that or let that go, or either send it right on back to the source, like call it the rainbow. No, that's your energy. I'm not dealing with that. I got enough of my own dojo energy that I'm dealing with, and trying to learn the path or learn the way that I must go. I don't need to learn the path and the way that you going, because you made those choices. I didn't. And just like the things that I made choices for, I don't want you to experience the repercussions of the consequences. Like I told my kids, she's like, well, he hit me. I said, okay, well, you deal with the consequences of it. Either you going to get suspended or you going to get punished by me. You going to get this. So you did right. You felt right at that time and hitting the boy back, and he said something about your mama, but then understand the repercussions of it is that I got to discipline you for what you did. You went on, hauled off, and hit the boy back, So, that's this how it goes. So again, through sacred sensuality, he wants to create this merge, but he wants to create this merge with the right person, because again, through that sacred sexuality with you as their divine counterpart, that helps them to, through that act, that's the highest form of love, and you really tap it into source when that happens. When you get that blissful moment that happens, you hit that climax, and that happens, and that orgasm, that also is another form of purity. You're opening up your soul, they're telling me, for a lot of things at that same time. And so that's why it's very mindful as far as protecting yourself when you're doing those things. As that, so you don't want all different kind of energies in there. And when you do that, as far as you having that act with your divine counterpart, then that's really you all upping the ante and ascending that way. That's why it's called, when you all have that, it's like you really plug it into each other. He walks away knowing about some things about you and saying your energy when you all exchange through the act. And then also at the same time, you all are plugging in and getting that energies, that surge of energies, and that synergy of energies to say, okay, now I got it. Let me move on to what my next lesson is, or what things I need to have too as well. So that's what they're bringing to me too by having that act. So, that's something that he wants to offer, that cup of love. And this comes with it. So it's a lot of still sexual energies that I know even from other channels that's being carried on into this week. They was talking about last week, but it's into this week too as well. With the divine masculine, we have surrender your ego, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So, again, this super ego, I remember I seen the truck that had this. Really, divine masters, you got to get to the point of understanding that we got to let go of the ego. This ego is keeping you in situations, devaluing yourself, is saying, as far as your worth. That's what they brought to me. And you're listening to them, and because it's keeping you in places in comfort zone that you should have been long gone and out of. And it's also stopping you from being able to be like this man was just like, come here. Sometimes I do. You do have moments that you like that, just like, oh snap, you taking control. Oh snap, okay, this is what we doing. Okay. Hey, all right there. Yeah, I like this side of you. This like bam, it's no question. Okay, in this moment you want me, and I can tell through your actions that this is what you want. So again, this ego is stopping him from being able to do that, whisk you up and just take control of the whole situation and doing those things. Okay, what the divine masculine would like to say to you is true love. This is a once in a lifetime love. I seen, and I think it's Twin Intuitive 717 saying that, you know, the divine masculine did know who we were from the beginning. They did not know who we were, but they did. I think about even with my divine masculine, him knowing that at the beginning. I remember seeing him coming in and acting extremely silly and giddy. And I was like, what? And his friend was like, what you doing? You messed up my hair. She's a girl, and I told you how that came about. Him and I'm not going back into file about that. I forgot which video I went through, and I told you about our story, how we met. But again, he was very giddy. I remember that, and his energy was like, I was like, what's going on with dude? You know, and he kept on looking at me, and it was like I could feel after I looked, it was like I found her. She's there. That's really her. I got her. And you know, instinctively, he probably said, I don't know why I'm acting so damn silly, like a little schoolboy. But he knew he was excessively happy for some kind of reason. I knew in that moment he knew who I was spiritually, but just didn't know what to say. So like they say at the beginning, the males, the divine masculines know. We the one that kind of got to catch up to them. That, and like I said, I didn't. I played hard to get. But then when I looked at his eyes, and his eyes carried like this violet or this pink flame, this pink flame. And I remember I thought his eyes was light colored. And when I looked again, I said, your eyes ain't light. But it was the recognition. It was just like chicken in his eyes. And that's how I just knew, like, oh, okay, you know, it's something special about you. You're just not just anybody. And he says, again, like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving, okay? And that's what he's saying. Means attract more love into you. Be more love. Be more unconditional love. That mean just lay down for anybody. But then get to the point to understanding that you still have boundaries. Boundaries is loving yourself, okay? That is a way of showing self-love. And so, again, if you're attracting more love to yourself, which means through self-love, you're going to become a love magnet from that point on. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Okay, I've got to stop here. I will pick up and do part 2, which is the divine feminine, and I'll go back and reread this over again. So until next time, stay uplifted. I'll do it on the next part, so follow me on the next one. I should say on the extended read on V mode. Now you're like, what? She charging that? We'll do the feminines on the next one. So until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.